So guys, can you see that I have already some stuff kitted up in here? Yeah, well, I thought I had been recording for like the past 20-ish minutes or so, and it turns out I wasn't. That's why every single time that I am recording, I take a few seconds just to look back into the camera and confirm that I'm recording because of situations like this. Now, do I remember what I already told you? Kind of. But let me see if I can just get back into all the things that I was blabbering about. I just hate when that happens. But I figured that it's still a good point in the kitting up process to keep blabbering, pretty much. Because the kit that I'm currently kitting up, it is Merry Christmas by Ivy Dolamore. And it has 78 colors. So I've only kitted up close to 25-ish or something. 25, 26, no, like 23, I believe. So we still have plenty of them to go. So we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna keep doing it. So I always explain that whenever I kit up on this type of Elizabeth Ward containers, I do it by size of the bags. And if at the end I know or I can detect that I might be able to rearrange it in like order, like in DMC color, you know, in order, or like there's little things like from 1 to whatever number it is, and if I can tell that it might fit into an entire Elizabeth Ward, then I do. But if I see that rearranging it might make it not all fit, then I just leave it be, and I sort of memorize where everything is once I do it. But with this one, we are having a lot of these small ones filled in. However, there are plenty of colors that are not going to be fitting in these smallest containers. So I know that one tray is not going to be enough, because the only way for 78 colors to fit in one tray is if every single color was in this size. And that is impossible for the sheer amount, not only of colors that I have, but I would say about a third of the colors can fit into the smallest ones. But after that, they're chunky bags. There are some. Oh, what did I do? What did I pour them into? Somewhere entirely different. I don't know. I already had the sticker in this one, so I don't know what I did there. But yeah, and with this one, since I know that that's going to be the case, and I also know that I'm going to use more than one tray to have this kitted up, I am 1000% going to be rearranging everything for it to fit into here. I mean, for it to fit like in DMC order, you know? So it's fine. I just think it's easier for me to kit up this way. That way, I believe every single size of container is used in the best way possible. Because I don't want to be guessing all the time, like what type of container it's gonna fit in and whatnot. So after a point, I know that, you know, how they, at least in Diamond Art Club, they organize them by weight, you know, instead of by DMC, whenever they give you like the big strips. So I know that if I start by the smallest ones, it's likely that it's going to come a point where the bag is not going to fit in this one anymore, like regardless of the color that comes out. So that's one thing. There are other, you know, companies that don't organize it that way, and that I do have to guess. And it's a bit more work, but it's not really a big deal. But, you know, the simplest, the better. So I prefer to do it this way. So, yeah. I was also telling you in that thing that was not recorded that I'm working on this one on Merry Christmas, because I know that Christmas in July is a thing. I am not sure if there is like an official event sort of thing going on, but I do know that it's something that people do. And even if there is not like an event or anything running, I still want to do it, because I originally had planned to do this kit for the month of May for the event that was being hosted by Michaela Renee and a couple of friends. It was Courtney, and it was also Ashley. Was Kara also hosting? I don't think so. I think it was only them three. But my original plan was to work on this Ivy Dolamore and also Fisher Gal, but I only got to work on Fisher Gal because once I finished that, I was also working kind of at the same time on the Spring Crafters Den Mystery Diamond Painting. And that one, you know, I finished both of those pretty early on in a way. And I had about a week or so. I don't really remember exactly how long I had left once I finished that. But I also had another whip that I stopped working entirely during the month of May that I started on April. And I only had about 2 rows to finish from that diamond painting. So that was a diamond painting that I did not want to carry from April all the way to June. And so I decided to prioritize that. And so I finished that diamond painting on the days that I had left for May. And I did not start this one, Merry Christmas from Ivy Dolamore. But I remember that, you know, Christmas in July is a thing. And I think that even if that was not a thing, I would still have done Christmas in July regardless, because I think that I already kind of, what's the word? Kind of like internalized that I was going to work on Christmas in July, that I cannot stop thinking about it. So I really, really, really want to work on it. Even if it's not, you know, close to Christmas or anything at all. So there you go. Here I am kitting it up. I think I might want to start working on this one even before July, but I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try the hardest not to start it before the month starts. It's going to be tricky because having already something kitted up and being like a little bit over a week, like a day over a week for the month to start, it's gonna be a little bit too much. Let me see. Okay, I just wanted to confirm like you were able to see what I was doing here, and also that I was recording. You know, we don't want another situation like the past coming at me. So yeah, and I actually was just checking because I wanted to stop it, and I was just wondering like, oh, this video is going to be maybe super long because, you know, we have to kit up a lot of colors. I wonder for how long we've been recording so far. The answer was nothing, 0. It was devastating. I mean, first world problems, of course, but yeah, it was not a great thing to experience. So here we are. Now let's go to this one. Time I do need to be very careful because at any point they can stop fitting into these containers. So these ones I am going to be doing like one by one, basically. And once I get to this point where I'm not entirely sure they're gonna fit, I do it like this, like one by one, instead of putting the stickers on many at once. So 3, it's fine. So once I know that, you know, they're not gonna fit anymore, I just move into the next container entirely. Although there's a color, oh yeah, this is going to fit still, great. Because there's a color that has some special drills, actually. Let me show it to you, where it's 1000% going to go in the smallest containers. Because it's quad cubes. I've never worked with those type of drills. Let me, like if you can see here, it says 98 and it says Y198. Yeah, that's a special one. Let me put it in here, like from the get-go, just so we don't struggle with it. Look at that. I thought it was going to be just like 1 or 2, but no. Oh, and a round straggler. A purple AB nonetheless. So let's see. Let me take one of these and put it right in there so that it's already kitted up. Oh God, I love it. I love it. It's going to be so exciting. I know that there's people who have like cubes like this. Quads. I think they're called quads. That they use to enhance other diamond paintings, but I personally have never worked on anything like this type of drills. I've worked with other type of drills, like with the ones that I used to work on from Temu, you know, the small ones that had tons and tons of special drills, but they were mostly like, oh, I'm sorry, but they were mostly like circles and stuff. So yeah, it's exciting. Nothing from like an official thingy kind of like this. So that's going to be quite fun, I imagine. So yeah, I am so happy. And I think that I'm going to be able to finish this during July because yes, this is a large diamond painting. This is a 65 by 91.8 centimeters. So yeah, this is one of the bigger ones, but it's not the biggest one that I've ever worked on. I think the last time that I worked on something as big or as close to this one was maybe Mermaid Passions. That was 65 by 80, no, 65 or, you know, never mind. I don't remember. Don't even listen to me. Oh, I don't remember. But yeah, I've worked on other biggies. But yeah, Mermaid Passions was still big. And the one that I'm currently working on is also kind of big. So, but at the same time, I've also worked on many that are not as big. They're more what I would consider snack size or medium size. You know, the 50s by 70s, which are a very nice size as well. Because, as I said, they're not too small, they're not too big. But yeah, I'm not intimidated by large diamond paintings. There's actually one right now in my wish list that has been on my wish list for a very long time, but I'm not getting it yet. But it was one of the first ones that I saw that I was like, oh my god, no, I'm not gonna get it because it's so big. And yeah, I think I could get it eventually sometimes at some point, but not now. Not now. Currently, I am at a point where I'm being very, very careful of what I purchase and what I buy, because initially my goal was to have my stash at a very low number. You know, for some people low, for some people high, but for me it was a low number. And then I was able to get a few diamond paintings, and I increased my stash to 20 something, like 23, I believe, something around those numbers. But I noticed that it became very overwhelming for me in particular to have that amount. And if you have more, you do you. I don't shame or anything regarding that, because that is very much preference. You know, I've mentioned it before. I cannot have, like, I have a lot of anxiety regarding that, like having things that are just waiting for me. Oh, what color was this? Oh shoot, was it 3830? No, it was not. Was it 3? Oh my god. What color was this? Dang it. Oh my god, what did I just, oh my god. Was it 322? No, it wasn't. Oh my god. What color was it? Damn. Okay, so I have made a mistake. Was it 356? Was it this one? I think so. It could be, right? I guess. Like, it's empty and it's in here still. Yeah, it's gonna be that one. I shouldn't do that. But yes, these colors are still fitting in the smallest containers, which is great. I completely lost my train of thought because I got stressed over there. I get stressed. Oh yeah, I was talking about my my stash, that I don't want it to be very large. I don't want it to be very big. And after I reached that 20 something, I started to dwindle it down, and I said, okay, once I get to like 15, between 15 and 20, I think I'm gonna be good. But then I got to that number and I only wanted to get it lower and lower. And so I've been working my way through my diamond paintings, you know, just as I normally would, but I have not purchased much. The last thing that I purchased was, well, first off, Fisher Gal and Halloween Cat, because those were like absolute must-haves, and I have a plan for them. Like, I wanted to work for the Ivy Dolamore event, and I want to work on Halloween Cat for Drills and Chills. And again, they were must-haves, my absolute must-haves and must-buys, and I had already skipped them a few times that they were restocked, so I was afraid they were going to become like archived or something. So there's that. And after that, I only got the summer mystery from the crafter, like the Crafter's Den summer mystery that Jade does. Jade with Sophie, you know, the creator of the Discord channel. And I think that at least for now, I think I'm going to be participating in all of the seasonal mysteries because it's just so much fun. So much fun. And because they're all pixel charted, and I love pixel charted, like hand charted diamond paintings. And with that one, I actually got the summer one. And with that summer one, I actually got one that I've been wanting for a very, very long time. But one of the reasons why I had never gotten it is because, well, before it was because I didn't have the funds for it. And then it was because I was looking to decrease my stash. And also because that diamond painting in particular is not hand charted. Is it going to rain? Oh no, it's just the winds, the leaves in the wind blowing. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Oh, so yeah, so that's kind of other reason why I hadn't gotten it yet, because it's the hybrid charting that she has. And I know that the hybrid charting and the computer charted ones are very, very confetti heavy. And I am not, like, I don't hate it, but I don't hate it if it's in a couple of spaces here and there, and it's complemented by color blocking, like when it complements each other. I don't have an issue with that. But I decided to do it. I decided to get it mainly because I figured, and actually one of the current diamond paintings that I'm doing right now helped me make that decision. If you know, I am, well, and if you don't, I'm gonna let you know, I'm working on Rainy Day. That is from Lacy Rivercrafts. It's a store that is now closed, but I got it recently from a D-stash. And while I was working on it, like, I knew that it was going to be computer charted, but it's not really that like painful, because the way that the colors transition from one color to the other, it's kind of like they get like in a checkerboardy type of thing. So it kind of has an order, so it's a bit easier. So that is not very annoying or anything at all. And also, surprisingly, I was not expecting it, but surprisingly, it also has a lot of color blocking. So that balances it out. Balances what? It balances out, you know, the confetti with that. But what I'm actually struggling with that diamond painting in particular is because there's a lot of gapping. Some drills have popped off here and there, which is not something that you want to have in your diamond painting. So that's something that I've been struggling with. But I actually considered, like, right when I was starting the diamond painting, I noticed that it had a lot of these things that some people might consider issues. And I considered for a smidge of a second to stop working on it altogether and just don't bother. But I think the image is worth it. I really, really want to see the completed work, like how it looks completed. And in order to do that, I actually got a one of these things to seal the diamond painting, and my plan is to seal as I go. Let me show it to you. So here it is. This was recommended by a couple of friends. So my plan is to finish a row and then seal that row, and then you know, for a day or two or however long, work on another diamond painting and then come back into this one, just so that the drills don't pop off like while I'm working on it, because I sometimes tend to be a bit rough with my whips. And you know, if we add to that the fact that it already has these things going on against it, yeah, I don't want to. Which side do I go? Yeah, this one definitely. Yeah, I want to give it a fair go in a way, to the best of my ability. And so I thought, okay, if I am willing to do this diamond painting because I love the image and I love just, I really, really would love to see the finished product, why don't I approach this other diamond painting in a similar way? I know that I'm going to struggle with the confetti, but just as I'm going to be doing with this other diamond painting, where I'm going to go, like, if it becomes too overwhelming, for one, and you know, just because I have to go back and forth to let it dry while I finish each row, I can approach it the same way. Like, if it becomes too much for me, I can just do that with this other one that I got. And I decided to do it because I said, you know, I kind of compared it in that way. You know, is it it is you know, an illustration that I just love. Like, for me, it's breathtaking. For me, it's very sentimental and nostalgic, and it's just kind of like my childhood in a diamond painting. And I said, okay, there are times where you have to choose your battles, and I choose this battle. This is a battle that I am willing to go through if I believe that the end product is going to be worth it. And if it's not, well, at least I tried, right? So yeah, the one that I got was Ballroom Apparitions from Toshaya-san. I already worked on another Toshaya-san. I worked on Mermaid's Bath, the pixel one, the pixel charted one. I've wanted that one again since I saw it, but I got it once Jade made it as a pixel charted one. It was one of her first ones, I believe, that she did as pixel charted. So I got it, I loved it, and after that, I had not gotten anything from Jade until I got the mystery, the Crafters Zen mystery with another one. But that other one was also pixel charted. So yeah, I figured out that it could be just a nice way to try something different, and maybe a way for me to explore something that I might not think I can love, but who knows? What if I end up loving it, and after that, I am a confetti convertee or converted, I don't know what would be the word, but what if I convert to actually loving and adoring confetti? I don't know. And even if I don't, I just want to do that I cannot speak. I just want to do that diamond painting with my whole heart, and I'm just gonna love it. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah. So yeah, as I said, that was my only exception pretty much. So right now my stash is sitting at 12, including my whips. So my first whip is Rainy Day, as I already said. And other thing that is counting right now as my whips is a couple of diamond paintings from DIY Delights. Now, from DIY Delights, I don't count everything as like an actual diamond painting. The ones that I do count as diamond paintings are the ones that are like a canvas by themselves, you know, like Sad Kitty Island or Gamer Bunny, stuff like that. But the small sticker ones, like the donut ones, I don't remember the name of other stickers that I have that are smaller in nature. I don't count those as finishes or any of that. They're just little treats that I have. But I decided to count kind of like a small collection of the same theme of diamond paintings as one, and it's this one's. You know, I have this one and the other two. What was that? My phone vibrated. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but yes, I have this one and another two. So those three, I do count them actually in my list as actual, you know, numbers. So this is a whip. I've done two. I have one left to do. I have tutorial one to do. So once I finish that I would count as a finish, and that is one of my whips. And my other whip, as I said, is Rainy Day. So including everything, even the ones that I have not gotten yet, like the ones from Jade, those take sometimes a couple of months to arrive because it's a longer process. I have in total 12. So yeah, I am going to be finishing the DIY Delights pretty soon, I believe. Probably tomorrow, today. I don't know, during this week at least. I do have planned to do that during this week. So I'm only going to have 11. And then I'm hoping that by the end of July, I get to finish Rainy Day and also this one, Merry Christmas. So that is another 2 down, which would get me to 9, I think. Yeah, it would get me to 9. And I don't typically plan like when I'm gonna do my diamond paintings. I typically go as my heart tells me. Like, I don't have a to be done diamond paintings as you would have like a TBR for books. And I don't have a TBR for books either. I just go with what my heart says in that moment. But it kind of like in a way. So I do know that there are a couple that I want to save for Drills and Chills, like Halloween Cat that I already mentioned. I also have Witch Book, and I also have Ramen Magic Broth Ramen Shop, I think it's the name. Those I do want to put there. So other than the 2 that I am currently waiting for you know, to get here, my only exceptions to purchase diamond paintings are the mysteries from the Crafters Zen and also Dragon Spirits from Margaret Morales and Diamond Art Club. Oh, did I close this correctly? Yes. So those are so far my only ones, because, and this was a thought that I had very recently. This was not the initial intention for it, but I was thinking, well, if I continue with this the way that I am doing it, it might be possible that, you know, by the time that Black Friday comes around, I don't have that many diamond paintings really. So that would give me more freedom. And this is, again, I am talking for myself. This is not a rule that you would have to follow. There's no shame in stashes at all. This is just absolutely my personal preference. But you know, the freedom that I would have in all areas really, because I am not going to be having like a large stash. My goal is ultimately to be able to get to between 1 and 3 diamond paintings, counting my whips. Oh, what was this? Oh shoot, 38.24. So imagine if I can get to that, to Black Friday and then Cyber Monday, and me being able to just feel free to buy as much shit as I possibly want. Excuse my French, but I'm just imagining the possibilities and I'm loving it. I'm really loving that. And again, this is not the intended purpose, but it's kind of like an added motivation for me not to go overboard and to stress myself into purchasing more than I am comfortable having in my stash. So that's one. And just last week when I made this sort of decision and realization, oh, this is not going to fit. This is barely gonna fit. Oh my God. I think this is the last color. I think so because the next color has 2 baggies. Okay, where was I? Where was I? Okay, this is 312. Let me just grab it before I forget because I already put the baggie in the trash pile. Where was I? Oh my God. Let me see if I can remember what I wanted to say. Where was I? Oh my God. Brain fog is my best friend. Yeah, it's always been. I am already used to it, kind of. What was I telling you? That I was going to feel really like free to get everything and anything that I possibly could want. So yeah, that is basically it. That is basically the thing. Ooh, some drills fell out. Went out flying. But oh yeah, I remember now. Since this was not like the intended purpose, I actually started saving a little bit of money for specifically this reason. So right now I'm going to be saving, okay, in USD, I guess it's not gonna fit. I have to make it fit. Was this a stretch? I think it was a stretch. Shoot. Dang it. Yeah, this is not gonna close. Not at all. Okay, let me try. Did I put the sticker in here? No, where is it? Which color was? Oh, 336. Okay. I don't think this is gonna be it. Oh gosh. I don't want to use the next size. I don't want to use the next size just because I was dumb enough to put 2 bags in here. Oh, oh my God, it closed. Can you hear that? Exactly, you not hear anything. It's so tight in there. Oh my God, I'm never gonna do that again. That is the most nerve-wracking thing that happens in my daily life. So it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So now let's go to the next thingy. And oh my God, we are on this row. I think this might fit. Whoops, I'm sorry for the crinkling noises. I'm gonna try to make this one fit into the smallest one. And if it doesn't, well then I just will continue with the next size of containers. So yeah, I'm actually started, I started to save I'm going to start saving, so I started last week to save around $25-ish, which like in USD, but in Mexican pesos, just like the equivalent every week. And I made some calculations, and that means that if I save that every week, I might have up to around $500 for Black Friday. And that is only going to be for my savings. I do want to allow myself to have that as a base, but I kind of deserve to spend more because I just worked so hard on saving this money. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for that. I believe the only, yeah, as I said, the only exceptions would be the Dragon Spirit one from Margaret Morales and the Crafter's Mystery diamond paintings. And depending on how it goes, I could purchase, like with each mystery, I could potentially purchase a second diamond painting at the same time that I get the mystery. But oh, what color was that? 939. Oh, why do I always do that? I don't know. I don't question me, because I would not be able to give you an answer, to provide you with an answer. That, and of course, if I get to the point where I already only have one or two in my stash and we're not near Black Friday or anything, I am going to purchase more. You know, I don't want to only have a couple, but I want to have more. It's just the way that I'm going to try to approach it, not to accumulate a lot of diamond paintings in my stash. So that's so far my thought process. And you know, Diamond Art Club lately has had some that I want, that I really, really want. They are in my what's the name? In my wish list. But at the same time, they do not feel like absolute 1000% must-haves. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be struggling that much. I definitely was struggling more at the beginning when I made the decision, because you always get that sort of dopamine hit whenever you see a diamond painting that you love, and that you know, click that purchase button and everything goes through. But for me, I do get that kind of downside of it where I feel stressed. It gets to the point where it stresses me out a little bit. So I want to avoid that. I don't want to have that stress me. And I don't want to hate. Oh, no. Again, hate is a very strong word. I don't want to have any like negative feelings towards my one love right now, that is diamond painting, like crafting wise. So yeah, I won't do that. I don't think this is gonna fit in one of the, like, I don't think I want to do this again, you know? So I think I'm gonna pour this in the next size of containers, which is this one. It's a little bit bigger. But yeah, that is sort of, as I said, my thought process through it all. And hopefully it's going to work for me, you know? And I think I got everything that I said on my first attempt at recording this video. I'm hoping. Because if I have to do it, like, if I am for some reason not recording again, that's it. You're just not getting a whip, like a kidding up video. I refuse to record this a third time. So, so now let me go ahead and check where I'm at in the recording, time-wise, because I really need to pee. I really need to pee. Let me put this color down. Oh, come on. 7:58. Okay, 7:58 is the sticker that I really want. Yeah, this was not going to fit. Like, maybe, but it was not going to fit. Like, who am I kidding? It was not going to fit. Okay, some chunky. So let me pause this for a little bit, go and do some of my necessities, and I will be right back. Okay, so here we are. We're back and ready to keep kidding up stuff. Okay. You know what I just realized that I have not done yet? You know how every time that I do this, I do like an explanation on how I kit up and why I kit up? I haven't done it. And I think I got distracted because I was not recording that last time. But yeah. Just before I go, you know, because I am about to not have things to talk about anymore, and I'm going to go and watch my YouTube. The way that I kit up is I use a dryer sheet, kind of like as a mat in a way. I use also dryer sheets cut like in little squares, but it really depends on the situation. Where I have a lot of confetti. I'm sorry, what? Of static. Oh my god. But what I do is I just cut the baggie across and I just dump it, and I try to sort of lay down in a big area of it. And if there are some that are still a bit stuck, I just put the side that I cut upside down, touching the dryer sheet, and I just, you know, just some little motions for it to go here and there. This is not a great example because this doesn't have a lot of static in it, but it's fine. It's better that way for me at least. So the next thing that I do is that I try for the majority of the drills to touch some part of the dryer sheet. And the way that I do that is I fold it like a taco, like in half. It can be in longitudinal, like in a long or a short way, but I do it most times like this. I try to make sure to cover both sides of it and sort of shake it a bit like this. That way the drills travel through the dryer sheet. And in my theory of why this works is because the majority the majority of the drills are touching somehow the dryer sheet, and that way the static gets eliminated. And once you do that, you just want to pinch one side to create kind of like a funnel and let it fall into your container, and the static will be practically gone. Now, there are times where the static is just absolutely crazy, and not even that is going to prevent everything from sticking into every single nook and cranny of your space. So whenever that happens, I do still put some dryer sheets into the containers because I just don't want to make my life any harder, to be honest. But yeah, that is kind of my theory on how that works. And one thing that I think it's important to say, I did not come up with this. I was told about this hack by a subscriber, and I have a video where I do this exact method. I did it last year, I think. Was it last year? I don't even remember, but it was a while ago. But I still try to mention it since it's a video that doesn't have like many views or anything. It's something that I try to mention every time that I kit up, kind of to explain and to provide kind of just a tip that you might want to explore. And yes, I've had comments where they said, oh, but you're just like it's an added step. And it might be an added step, but for me at least, it's an added step that even if at the beginning it kind of seemed to be counterintuitive because you're adding like another step into the routine on how you heat up and everything. It works for me. It works wonders for me. And I know that there's a few people here and there that have used this method and that they really like it. One of them is Katie from Diamonds and Washi. I get really excited whenever she is doing this and she mentions that she knows it from me. I get like, oh my God, senpai noticed me, So it's really cool. So yeah, I don't think she mentions it all the time, but I don't like it's fine. I'm really happy when she does. And also it would be kind of annoying to have to mention that every single time. But it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I love it. Oh, what color was it? Shoot. Was it 300? Yes, it was 300. I have to stop doing that as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, this is pretty much all that I typically cover on my whip and chats. No, this is not a whip and chat. On my kitting ups, this is our like kitting up and chats, but I just don't call them that way. Should I call them that way, like kit up and chat? I just think it would be too much to have a whip and chat and then a kit up and chat. I don't know. It might be needed. I don't care. So yeah, that is it. I'm going to be continue kitting up here with you. I have 1 3/4 of a strip. The next 2 strips are very heavy, like they're all chunky baggies, and they might need bigger containers. I might even get into I am going to get into the biggest container, but right now, whenever I don't have anything else to talk about, really, I just get my AirPods in and watch some YouTube video in the background. And if I have anything else to mention or that I want to say, I'm just going to pop in and say it to you guys. So in the meantime, enjoy what could be maybe some ASMR. I don't know. I never really watched back these videos, so I prefer not to because I give myself some cringe. So I prefer not to. But yeah, I'll be here. If anything happens, I'll just let you know, But thank you for being here. If this is your stopping point where you stopped watching because I'm not talking and blabbering anymore, it's fine. I am still extremely thankful that you watch through my blabbering nonsense and that I was able to give you some company throughout some part of your day, small, big, however long that might have been. But yeah, let me just keep on kitting this up and I'm gonna cross my fingers not to want to start this right away, which is going to be extremely hard, but I'm gonna try my best. Okay, this is going to be needing a bigger container. Let me okay. $158, $158. This is broken. I have to throw this out. So it's 301 and 400. Oh, dang it. Ooh. Oh God. 778. Oop. I'm so happy you've been working on this kit. So excited. 791. Oh, there's 2 were left in here. And so the first tray is almost completely full. Let me see. Ooh, Jesus. Okay. So, let me see. This is 3 bags. These are some chunky bags. This is a lot of purples, and I love it. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. All right, so 316. 316. This tray is absolutely full. Let me, ooh. $3.53. I'm gonna grab the bags that have like this size of container, and then I'll move into the next size of container, and then into the biggest size container. $9.67. Are you seeing the light change? Clouds are coming and going in the background for me. Ooh, dang it. It almost didn't fit. Oh my God. I think I need to be very careful with these ones because it might not fit. Like maybe this one that is chunkier and this one that is even chunkier. I need to be careful with that one. $3,740. Yeah, this is gonna fit. $3,740. No problem. Ooh, we only have 4 colors left. I'm so excited. So excited. So now we need, wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God. This needs to go in the biggest container because it has a lot of bags. I hadn't noticed that. Oopsies. Okay, let's change that into a big bag. I mean, a big container. I think this is the very first painting where I'm gonna have so many of these biggest containers. So that's cool. That's cool. 38, 30, 41. Okay, 38, 35. And then 30, 41. And then 2 of the biggest ones. Oh, it doesn't fit. So we have been very lucky that static has been almost non-existent. Like there has been a couple, a few, a little, whatever, but not very much, which is great, really. It's really great. Oh gosh. Wow, that is fantastic. Oh, this is gonna be a bit tight, but still fits. Okay, goodbye, ad. I don't want to watch you, ad. Oh, another one? And so this is how I finished the kitting up process. This video could have been slightly longer, about 20 or so minutes, but you know, things happen, but it's fine. I am, once again, for the, I don't know how many times I've mentioned it before, but I am so excited to finally be working on this one. Just the color palette is really, really nice. Like, it has a lot of purples, but also at the very beginning, like if we take a look at this part of the tray, it's also really colorful. So I'm excited to see where those colors go, because this painting in particular doesn't, like at a first glance, it doesn't seem to have all of those colors involved. So it is really, really exciting. I am hoping that I can finish it during the month of July. I think I could. It's a possibility. It's highly probable, but we'll see how this goes. So if you watched until here, thank you so much for accompanying me through this very eventful journey of kitting up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, don't forget to keep on diamond painting. Bye bye.